Yo, what up guys, welcome back to Patched.
Welcome back.
And today we're going to be doing the top 5 light mice that you can get right now. Of course, this is just our opinion. We have separate lists. And if you guys want to get any of these mice, we'll try to leave a link in the description box.
So first off, what we classify as a light mouse. Now we went 80 grams and under. There's a lot of good mice for, 90, from like 80 to 90 grams. But we wanted to just go with 80 and under because we feel like that's sort of a more fair list. And you get a pretty wide spectrum of mice that you can get that are around that range for weight.
Yes.
So another thing is, since we have two separate lists here, we'll go into a little bit of what we look for in mice. That way you can sort of help yourself pick one if you're looking for something that's light and good for your type of hand, because everyone's really different with what they prefer in mice.
Exactly. So for me, I like a medium-sized mouse, and I also really like ambidextrous shapes. Ergonomics are still pretty damn nice, but I would prefer an ambidextrous shape. And also another thing that I look for in mice are like a very heavy, hard clicking mouse with a tactile scroll wheel. And that's about it. To be honest, like I got into like that little hype train of like really, really light mice and very small mice. And I was like, ooh, this is pretty dope. But then like I stopped with that and I went back to like medium size, or I guess kind of large size mice. And right now I feel like I prefer, like medium sized mice over like small mice like the ultralight too,
So for me, I primarily fingertip, although I palm grip when I'm just using the computer just regularly, like web browsing and stuff like that. I prefer typically either a medium or a small size mouse.
Really?
Those tend to be the most comfortable shapes, and I look for larger arches that are more towards the center rather than towards the back. That's just what I look for. Ergonomic, ambidextrous doesn't really matter to me, but we'll see how the top 5 list goes. So what's your number 5?
My numero 5 is the MM711. I hated the 710 because of the build quality issues, but the 711 they pretty much fixed. I love the way it looks. It looks like a stormtrooper kind of, or like a panda, that's what I like to call it. And this glossy finish is also really cool. The clicks are great. Of course, like Lucas, I mainly fingertip. But then, of course, like he said, when I'm web browsing or whatever, not gaming, I like to palm the mouse. So, fingertip is awesome. This is more of just like a narrower shape than most of the other mice that I liked and also that are on the list. But it's great. The skates are awesome. They're fast. The cable is very, very loose. You rarely feel it. And the price is pretty good. I believe it was around like $70.
Yeah, about $70 you get RGB, and this comes in at 62 grams on our scale. So all of the weights that you're going to hear from us may not be the ones on our website, just because we weighed it ourselves just before the video, just to get like a more exact, realistic sort of weight.
Exactly.
Now my number 5 pick is going to be the Razer Viper Ultimate. Now I like this mouse. You get it's $150, so this is definitely going to be more in the premium price range. But for that price, you get side buttons on both sides, which I love for this mouse. The buttons are a lot better than the regular Viper. Not necessarily the Viper Mini. The Viper Mini sort of is on the same level of performance, I would say, with the buttons. But you get PTFE skates and wireless. I love a good wireless mouse. The wires on my desk, dude. I love if I can go without them, that's perfect. And I don't think they're making enough wireless mice these days, like really good quality.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't see too many of them coming out nowadays. Now this one weighs in at 74 grams. And it's a beast. It's a beast of a mouse. I love it. Personally, that's number 5 pick for sure.
All right. Moving on to number 4, mine is the Xtrfy M4. So this mouse is coming in at $60, which is a pretty good price. I love the RGB. It starts from the middle of the mouse and goes around the front, which is awesome because most mice go around the back and your hand covers it, so you can't even see the RGB. So going around the front is awesome. The buttons are great. It is an ergonomic shape, but it's like pretty low profile compared to like all the other ones that I've tried, which I really, really like. And it's like more flat, compared to like the Model D, which is like very, very arched.
Got that bad arch.
Exactly. So it's more like sideways. This is more flat, which I like, and it's a lot easier to fingertip. So, and it's there's a lot of colorways. This colorway is awesome. I like it. So this is a great option.
Yeah, for 63 grams, and you get it for $60. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Really good mouse. The number 4 pick for me is going to be the G-Wolves Hottie. Now ours from the X-Ray Pad site came with pure PTFE skates, which was awesome. And then so this guy weighs in at 63 grams. It's got good side buttons. And this is reminiscent of the G Pro Wireless as far as the shape goes. Arch is pretty much dead center. It's got good clicks, a great wire. This guy comes in at around $80.
Yes.
So it's a great mouse for what you get, and I love the shape personally. This is pretty much my like a go-to for what I like in the shape of a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone sort of modeled theirs around this, I would have so many mice.
Yes. All right, moving on to the number 3. Mine's going to be the regular Model O. For me, like I said, the Model O minus, everyone was like, oh, the smaller and lighter mouse is the way to go. And then, I kind of went on that hype a little bit, but then I switched back to the bigger mice, the bigger counterpart. And personally and honestly for me, I like the bigger mouse a little bit better. And it's just great for everything. Fingertip is awesome. It's super comfortable, very, very light. It has really cool RGB on both sides. And it's also very, very comfortable with the palm. The scroll wheel is it's not super tactile, but it's not bad. And then the buttons aren't bad either. The buttons are pretty nice. I wish it was the clicks were a little bit heavier, but and it's pretty low profile. So it's a great shape and overall a very, very good mouse. And it's $50.
Yeah. So my number 3 pick is one you've already heard about on this list. It's the Xtrfy M4. So for me, this is my number 3 pick. I just put it slightly above because I prefer those mice, again, with the arcs that are more towards the center. And this is one of the ergo picks that I really love. I typically don't go with a lot of ergo mice, but this one really, really stood out from the crowd with sort of how it did its shape. The design is awesome. Cord's great. You got phenomenal skates on there. RGB, of course, very, very important. But the way this guy, just sort of the way the weight is balanced on there, the way it glides around on the mouse pad is just, it's awesome. It's a great mouse.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't speak any more on it because we already had this one on Sam's list.
Yes. All right, moving on to number 2. Lucas already spoke on this, and it's the Haiti. I love this mouse because the shape. The shape is incredible. It is a little bit higher profile than the Model O and the FK2, which is my go-to favorite mouse of pretty much all time. It's super light, which you'll notice right away. The skates that it came with were just regular skates, but then for some reason the one that we got came with the PTFE skates, which is interesting. A lot of you guys said you guys didn't get it, which was interesting, right? The clicks are something that I love about this mouse. The clicks are pretty heavy. Not only the mouse 1 and 2, but also the side buttons. And that's one of the reasons why I really, really like this mouse. When you click, you just feel very powerful. When you're playing the game,
It's for precision.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel precise.
Exactly. So the Hottie is my number 2.
So for my number 2 pick, and a lot of you guys, if you watch the channel frequently, you might know what's coming up here. My baby, the G Pro Wireless. Now this would barely fit on the list because it's 80 grams. But if you take this bad boy off of there,
you shed 3 grams.
You shed 3 grams, baby, and it's on the list.
Yes.
I literally did that before because I'm petty.
Yes. And they need to make an updated version of that. Put some better skates on it. Make it lighter. I don't know.
Yeah, just an updated version of this would be phenomenal if Logitech's listening here. But yeah, this was my daily driver for a year. I use this, and I love the fact that it's wireless. It's still lightweight. And even the connection on this with the latency, you don't really notice any latency on there at all. And then Linus actually did a video where it was faster than some of the wired mice, which was crazy to me. And you've got the side buttons on both sides, large arch that's almost perfectly centered on there. Everything about this mouse, as far as the clicks, the scroll wheel, and everything, just screams quality. I mean, it's phenomenal. It is $150, so premium price point, but what you get for this, I love this. This one always has a place in my heart. Always.
Yes. All right. My number 1 is the Viper Ultimate. I love this mouse. It basically has the same exact shape as the FK2, but it's a little bit wider. So when you're fingertipping it, it feels very low profile. I don't really know how to explain it, but it feels really, really good. You just go like this and click heads like that. You know what I'm saying? And I love the wireless aspect of it. If there's a very, very good braided cord on a mouse, it's awesome. You rarely notice it, but then just the wireless aspect of the mouse, you never feel it ever. Sometimes it'll snag on something, even though it's a great cord. But the wireless aspect is awesome. The PTFE skates, the clicks are updated, but they're still a little bit softer than I would like, especially comparing to the Haiti. But the overall shape and everything about this mouse, I love. And it's only how much does this weigh? 74 grams, I believe. Yeah, 74 grams. So it's pretty light. So that has to be my number one.
For sure. And number one for me, again, if you watch the channel frequently, you'll know what's coming up. It's the Viper Mini for me. For $40, this goes at the top of my list. Ever since I got it, I've been daily driving it.
Yes.
Just no questions asked. I haven't touched another mouse.
I told him he wouldn't. He's like, I love it, and then he said, I'm gonna be using it as my daily driver, and I said, I don't believe you, so give me your G Pro wireless. Yep. And we kept it in the inventory, and he hasn't touched it since.
He challenged me to not use this because I was daily driving this for a year.
Yeah.
He challenged me to not use this for a month when I got the Viper Mini, and I told him I loved it.
And it's been like 4 months now.
I haven't even touched it.
Yeah.
I haven't touched the G Pro wireless.
Yeah.
The only other mice I've used have been ones that we have to test when they come in.
Yes.
And those ones I test, but now, dude, this one, daily driving this, it's phenomenal. This was sort of the first introduction to where I started enjoying lighter mice. The sensor in there is great. Again, Razer just delivers on quality these days. I mean, it's been great. The build quality is awesome. It's 61 grams. Great cord on there. The clicks are just, they're crisp.
Yes.
They're crisp, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then the scroll wheel is also great. You got very tactile bumps on there, which I love personally. Although the texture, the only thing I've noticed, the texture is a little too much on there. It actually does bug my fingers when I'm using the scroll wheel a whole bunch. Like I've been playing RuneScape a lot recently, so I use the scroll wheel to sort of move the camera around. It sort of bugs my fingers after a while, but that's the only downside I've found this mouse after using it since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing mouse. That's gonna be my number one pick.
Yes, so that is our list. If you disagree with our list, tell us what your list would be down in the comment section below. And again, if you guys want to get any of these mice, we'll also try to leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.